I just can't be a part of TYT anymore. It's just too much. It's ridiculous. Because at a certain point, it becomes embarrassing for me. Because how can I, as a trans person, who actually knows the science behind this, who actually is, like, actively trying to support trans people, as somebody that people look up to me, right? People literally, like, send me messages and be like, I'm so inspired, you know, you being a TYT, and I have to deal with messages from them now asking about, hey, what's going on with TIT? Hey, what the hell is happening here? Like, why is Anna saying this? Why is Cenk saying this? And that is just, like, the amount of, like, psychic damage that I have to take every single day dealing with not only the transphobic nonsense of the Republicans, but also whatever Cenk and Anna are on right now. It's just too much. And I just, because at a certain point it becomes embarrassing, because then people think that I'm, like, endorsing their views. And I cannot. I will not. I refuse to lend any support to those views whatsoever.
All you want. But am I saying that I'm better than you? I guess I'm going a little further than you are. Yeah, fucking better than you, okay? Much better than you. You are garbage. You can call me. At this point, I don't give a shit, okay? That's it. That's who I am, and it is what it is.
Yes, welcome back. I recently came across a video where this guy expressed himself pertaining to why he loved TYT. I don't know if he decided to transform to a girl. I don't know what exactly is going on. If you notice, this Anna, she has been outspoken, pertaining to some topics that I deem controversial, especially on this platform. She recently went viral on Twitter. You know, like you saw on the tweet, I don't even want to read that out because sometimes, you know, they are allowed, you know, you can't say on this platform, partaking to this topic.
Actually trying to say, you're not really hearing what we're saying, or you're not listening. Now, we're not going to focus on literally all of the right-wing things that they've been doing lately, especially in the past year. They've done this pivot where they go after prison abolitionists, people who say defund the police, homeless people, radical left. Because, you know, doing the enlighten the centrist thing is really a smart move in the year 2023. Right, I still got that calendar right. No, we're mostly going to be focusing on their transphobia, which they have been escalating rapidly, which I guess is something that everybody really predicted would happen. I think about 6 months ago, 4 months ago, when Anna Kasperian put out a tweet complaining about the use of the term birthing person, which is really, really funny because she kept on talking about how, like, it erases women, and it minimizes womanhood down to just body parts. Except for it literally doesn't. Everybody very immediately pointed out that that's a silly thing to say, that in fact, thinking that the term woman and birthing person are completely interchangeable actually does reduce women to body parts. And what precipitated this is even more silly because it was originally in reference to AOC and other politicians using the term when they're talking about abortion rights. And I don't know if you know this, but abortion rights are pretty specific to people with uteruses who are capable of having children.
AKA women.
Yes, that is the reason why he loved TYT. Though that is not all about the video. I'm still going to play that so you can see exactly what is happening here. Anna went viral a few months ago. I think I put out a tweet. You saw it, you know, bringing in this issue of birthing people. It has been an issue with this definition, what is a woman, and going closer to the fact they had to go deep to talk about uterus and all the like. Anna stood her ground to defend this. She was even offended. A lot of backlash just came in. These trans never saw it to be okay and decided to leave. This is not the first time Anna is doing this. She has been going against some of these narratives, like on different shows, so they are looking at her like she is tilting away. She's not part of them. That should clearly tells you how these people operate. When you know, just say something they don't like, or you go against a certain narrative, immediately they term you are transphobic. It has been a thing with most of these people. We cannot disagree, you know, on certain issues. And a lot of social media platforms are picking up these talking points. When you now say them, they look at you like, oh, you are going after a group of people. It is not allowed on this platform. It is a major issue. People are not saying it. I watched this video to a certain level. It boils down to one thing. Anna is not taking up their talking point. I believe that is just the major thing. Though there are other videos she put out there where she aligned with them. I watched her with Ben Shapiro. There were a lot of things I could see, things I believe in. Now looking at the situation here, this guy was part of them doing videos like, part of their show. Along the way, when Anna decided to pull herself up, like facing the reality of what is happening, the guy didn't see it to be okay, he had to leave.
And so the term birthing person is a pretty useful term to be narrow enough to be specific, but also cover all of the relevant people. And that's why politicians have been using it in that context. And that really is why so many people predicted that they were going to go into this extreme turf pipeline, because, of course, that's a very common starting point right there. The trans people are erasing women. Oh my god. But then everything escalated when they decided to talk about trans people in sports, which is a very common thing that a lot of cisgender people like to complain about because they don't understand how hormones work. And instead of attempting to try and get any type of understanding, they just want to sit and argue about their assumptions about how they think hormones should work. They come in with all of these assumptions about biological males and think that there's some sort of magic secret advantage that just exists persistently regardless as to what hormones are literally dictating what your body is doing at the time actually works. I may not be a doctor, but I like to think that
birthing people, really? Come on. For me, it's not even like, oh, I don't want to be inclusive and I don't want to think of, transgender people. It's the phrasing, like, it just makes you sound like a weird object that like, you're a vessel and nothing more. Like birthing people just sounds weird.